welcome to the group exhibit Hydrogen and Fuel Cells here at Hannover Fair 2013. My name is Alexa von Busse and I'd like to invite you to sit down, have a seat, have a drink on the house. We're here at the public forum, so you're invited to ask questions whenever they come up to your head. Just raise your hand, I come around with a microphone. So I'm really keen to know about my next guest because he's here with us for the first time. I may introduce to you the Director of Business Development, Tasniem-Siegfried Jawaid of iGas. Please welcome on stage.
Okay, thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Thanks.
Okay, Mr. Jawaid, as I just announced you, I wonder about your name. Tasniem-Siegfried is a very interesting mixture of...
basically, I'm a North German from Hamburg area. So, I mean, you see I'm blonde and have blue eyes, so it's basically how we look. I know my father's from Pakistan, my mother's from Germany, so this is why I have this very strange mixture of names.
Okay, but you were born and raised here.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay.
I'm typical North German, as I said, that's right.
Great. So, let's talk about iGas. Where are you operating? What are you doing?
Basically, I mean, if we talk about iGas, it's we have to talk a little bit of the group in which iGas is operating. It belongs to the Evervan Group, which has a more than 100 years of history of gas technology. Started off with manufacturing components like valves and gauges for gas welding industry. Developed then more into the welding and soldering machinery business. And then having special companies for medicals, gas medical, and very pure gas. And iGas has been formed as a business unit in the very beginning to address the systems market, to really offer end-to-end solutions for customers with regard to gas.
Okay, so you're a small business unit within the Evervan Group? And you use all their know-how.
That's what we use, the 100 years of know-how, and we are not we are operating and focusing on systems, just starting off from the production of the gas, distributing of the gas, storage of the gas, and reuse it somewhere where it has to be, mixing of the gas to certain percentages, and to the where it's used in the end. Okay. So we have all the piping and all the controls together with that. Okay. And since the business really developed in a very good way, since 1st of January we are an independent company now, so within the group.
Oh, iGas is an independent company within the group.
That's right, yeah. We are still having all the competence, know-how and background of the group, but we are an independent company now. Okay.
What are you doing in detail? What is your core business at iGas?
The core business is that we are operating very much customer orientated. We look at the needs of the customers and we do the engineering design. We do once it has been approved, we do the assembly of the main components in our workshops as well. And of course the installations on site at the customers and of course all service and maintenance activities. Our core businesses and industries are the glass industry, the metal industry, food industry in some areas, and the energy industry with regard to cooling of generators.
That's where we're coming to hydrogen, and our topic talks about reducing CO2 emissions as well. So, where's the hydrogen coming in? What are you doing with it?
So basically, as our industrial companies are using, the customers are using hydrogen, oxygen, as well as nitrogen. We of course supply all the manufacturing, producing equipment with that. And with regard to hydrogen, we are partnering. We have a very strong partnership with CETH, which supplies us with the stacks for PEM electrolysis, and which we include in complete plants.
CETH, can you give us a short information about the company?
CETH is a very, very knowledgeable company in France, small and medium-sized industry as well, which is very much focused on the PEM industry and provides us with their stacks. They have 3 stacks right now, one for 5 cubic meter, one for 10 cubic meter, and one for 15 cubic meter, which can be configured in huge quantities. So one unit might be up to 60 cubic meter per hour, and these units can be combined in certain ranges.
Okay, so CETH is a French corporation partner,
That's right, yeah.
but you're focusing on the German market, is that right?
Yeah, we are focusing basically with the industries. I mean, people using, requiring hydrogen in the industries like metal and glass. This is basically more export-oriented. But as these companies and the whole design of these plants are made in Germany, so we have this market as well. With regard to the now developing, let's say, energy-related market, we have a very strong focus on Germany.
Okay, yeah, the energy-related market, you just said it. In Germany, there's the Energiewende going on.
Energiewende, that's right.
They shut down the nuclear power plants. A lot of things are going around. How is this affecting your business?
Basically, what we get more inquiries from companies looking for energy storage solutions. So basically, these are our industries, our customers, which we generally have. These are project developers from wind and PV side, as well as small utilities who would like to have a little independence in the whole energy game. And some oil companies as well trying to do something.
Can you specialize the questions they come up with?
Well, basically we were looking at that, and we see that this, besides the other markets which you're addressing, all the energy-related market I just described is not really there yet. It's a market which is really evolving right now, and we decided to participate in really developing this market with the gas know-how we are having.
Okay, how can, let's imagine that your customers come up with the question, how can we use the hydrogen you get from the electrolyzers? What can you offer them?
Okay, so I mean, if we come, for example, for the industrial companies which are coming there, huge industries are facing several questions was related to the Energiewende, as you say that. And it's one thing is, of course, the rising energy prices. The other side is the CO2 emission. And of course, in this relation, they are looking at smoothing their demand profile, and which is very important for them in this respect. And another thing is, as the green image is really like a marketing thing as well, this is one thing which is not really pushing this, but this is always a little is in the background as well.
And the CO2 emission reduction is related to this green marketing.
That's right. No, right? But no, it's a very financial thing as well, because they have to buy certificates for that. Yeah. So it's a financial thing. So what we do, and what we have different solutions and offerings for the industries in this respect, and this is what we are discussing with them now. Smoothing their profiles by using a electrolyzer, which is really PEM orientated, so it's very flexible. This is the core of the whole systems which we are having. And then what they do, they could use, for example, some companies, they have access to the spot market, so they have access to times when electricity is given for free, more or less, at 0 times, and they use these off-peak periods to produce then hydrogen, which they in some areas can reuse. For example, they use it for their processes. Within their processes they use hydrogen, or they use it for their burning, if they have huge burners in there, and they have coal, for example. So they add the hydrogen there, so to reduce the emission. And the oxygen, which is produced as well, is used for increasing the burner efficiency then as well. So this is one thing. The other thing is, some companies, especially companies, could think of, and these are discussions coming up now, they have really like back-to-base applications for their company fleet. So it could be made, and this is a very more or less economically interesting thing, to use this this hydrogen for certain vehicles of their company fleet, which really makes sense in this regard.
So to install fuel stations, hydrogen fuel stations at their companies, on their ground.
On a very, I mean, we are not a fully flat hydrogen fuel station supplier, but for these applications we can of course supply, and we have designed smaller and not so sophisticated fueling stations, because you don't have to have the accountability and things like that.
I remind the audience, because people were coming in right now, that you're allowed and able to ask questions whenever they come up to your mind. Just raise your hand and I come around with a microphone. Feel free. Are there any questions at the moment? Not now. So, yeah, you mentioned a lot of supply or solutions you can offer right now. What is the most asked, or can you prioritize what the future steps will be then?
It's different. I mean, companies are looking for options and alternatives. And one thing we haven't mentioned yet is that you can use the electrolyzer, for example, for position it in the energy balancing market, the so-called Regelenergiemarkt. So you could, as it doesn't have the capacities right now to operate straight in the auction, which is done daily, you could combine it with virtual power plant operators, which use that. And from this point of view, they could participate in this market and gain extra money for that as well. So this is one option which can be done as well.
So there's a big financial issue about it.
It's a financial issue as well from this point. So it's basically, it's not a very it's not straightforward. Let's say this solutions or that solutions. Basically, the starting point is they have a demand question. They want to smoothen their demand, and they want to exploit the electricity market. Some are even thinking of producing their own electricity using solar or wind in this respect.
Okay, thank you very much for that summary, or that given image of your company.
Okay.
Let me allow, if there are no questions right now from the audience, then let me allow a last question from my side. Because you're here for the first time, what do you personally contribute to this market? What's your background?
Well, my background is I'm coming from the renewable energy side. I've been working previously for project developers on the PV side, so I know the business very well in this area. And my personal background is engineering and MBA, so I have both kind of business developing fields you need to address in that one.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So thank you very much, Mr.
Okay,
Jawaid.
thank you.
Thank you for being here with us. If there are questions coming up, then you can follow Mr. Jawaid to his booth. It's
number 54, just around the corner. So you're more than welcome, and we could discuss anything which might come up in this respect.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.